There was once a sailor who decided to build the Phantom Hive Manor. Since it was built during COVID, obviously time was nothing. Unfortunately, the little sailor has a big girl job, which requires going to work, crying in bed, and most importantly, fantasizing over a demonic overlord that has no idea of her existence. Disgusting. Regardless, what shall she do? Do a tutorial on the manor or build the glorious HAZBIN hotel? Will there be a tutorial? Possibly. Will it be easy to follow? Oh, heavens no. I'm sure they also have no clue what they're doing anyhow. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, peoples.
So, as you heard, I'm not going to be doing a Phantom Hive Manor tutorial, cause that shit took 5 months to build. And I don't even know how I did it. It was just trial and error. But what I can do is attempt to do the HAZBIN hotel. I know in the last episode, Adam completely destroyed it, and they're building a bigger and better one, but like, the Happy Hotel is still iconic. Also, I'm not gonna do a tutorial cause it's hard to follow. But I'll show the process if you want to attempt to follow, which I apologize in advance. Also, I had no clue people actively waited for me to post. I never really thought of doing YouTube videos because, again, I work full-time. And what I do isn't really simple as for recording and editing and building. But anyways, glad you're here, sorry for abandoning you. What I'm going to start with is the bottom layer. I'm only going to get like 1/4 done because I only really have one POV from the outside. Also, Viv uses a lot of reds and browns so much, so it's going to be tricky getting different hues in Minecraft, since my options are slightly limited. But I feel like these colors I found match pretty well, considering my options. So for the bottom layer, you can see there is a lot of repetitive designs, which is perfect because if you build one right, you just do the exact same thing for the rest of the windows. For the windows, I'm doing the cherry with then 5 nether bricks. Then another cherry with stud. That should repeat at least 6 times. I'll fast forward building the other windows. Also, I forgot to put always day, but I like the day and night cycle, because it lets me see how it'll look during all hours of the day. There we go, I have the first bottom layer done. Also with my builds, I make sure everything is symmetrical, so if something isn't symmetrical, you fuck something up, not my fault. I kinda want to fix the doors, so I have a slight idea of how it needs to look. I also don't use mods or stuff that'll help me build faster, because I feel as if it'll cause more issues on my behalf, so I like the old school counter. But do what you can if you know how to use them, props to you. I don't and never will. So, yes, I skipped a part, sorry. I was building it, then didn't like how it looked, so I decided to do the floor. So, I can get a better idea of where I need the doors and windows to go. In the show, most of the windows, you can hardly see out of them. So, I was going to use red or yellow, then use shroom light to give it that ominous glow. Also, the doorway is 10 blocks wide, 3 brown blocks. For blocks of carpet your choice, then 3 brown blocks again. I didn't like how the windows were looking. So this will be an example of my trial and error I go through a lot when building. The hotel has a lot of trim, and I wasn't sure how to portray it well with the big blocks. Whoever named the terracotta in Minecraft, you better count your days, my guy, because this is brown, not gray. Anyway, I don't like the interior to show on the outside. So obviously, I need to make the outside blend with the outer wall of the building. So far, not too bad, I guess. But I do need this to be taller. So I'm using the bamboo as gold trim to help the door frame pop. There is another set of windows along with a half-rounded window. which I wish I could do bigger, but I'll make do with the width I was already doing. So I'm going to make some changes and add the gray terracotta under, to give it more contrast as well as make the windows taller. I'm going to do a mix of yellow and red to hopefully make it look less flat. Not too bad. Trust the process. It looks bad before it can look better, I promise you. I have no clue what I'm doing here. I'm just doing what feels right. So you can just watch I fix stuff around a lot. Now, just to match the outside of the hotel. And I'll leave the doors like that. And get back to it in a little bit so I can work on the wall. So it has this darker trim which I'm going to go ahead and add before working on the next layer. Skip, blah, blah, blah. Oh wow, magic. So the block I'm mainly going to use will be the purple terracotta for all the walls after that line we just made. And it's 3 blocks high of that. So now that's done. The bottom layer has lanterns in the middle of it, so I'm going to go ahead and add those. Same old, same old. These are all pretty self-explanatory and look the same. There we go, that looks adorable. Now, time to finish the trim so I can move on to something else. Here I'll do one window as an example. All the top windows are going to look the same, so don't worry. They're easy to do if you know what you're doing. If not, oh well, you'll be fine. They're 6 blocks high with a 7th block up top, and surrounded by purple terracotta. I'm doing the curtains, so I can get an idea of the finished product. And I realized I didn't record, but you get the idea. Again, I'm bad at this, but it's fine, it's going to get worse. Also, I'm making this video because people for some reason kept telling me I just downloaded the Phantom High map and called it my own, which is why I'm not doing a tutorial. But that's completely false. I dare you to find the map if I did download it. And second, why would I even bother doing that if it'll be so easily accessible? And now if I build the HAZBIN hotel for you, at least you know I actually built it. Plus I feel like it's something fun to do considering how many people were interested in my last build, and I'm very into HAZBIN hotel. But unfortunately, I can't promise consistency since again, I work, and building along with filming and editing take up so much time, but I'm happy to try. I won't get much done this time around, but little by little, it'll come together eventually. I would like to film other videos in the future. Besides Minecraft videos, any ideas are welcome, to be honest. So back to the build, I'm just finishing up some of the windows. So I have an idea of what I wanted it to look like. I'm not quite sure how the second floor floors are going to look. But that's fine as long as I have guidelines, it's easy to adjust. So far so good. Back to the front door, I'm going to do the thing with the shroom light and adjust the interior and exterior wall. In the show, they have the awning right here. So I'm not expecting the windows to be able to be looked out of, which is fine and more over vibes than function. And so excited that looks so cool. Now, to fix this mess I made on the outside. So at first I tried the wool, but it was way too saturated and bright for the vibes I was going for, so I switched it over to concrete. I'm not sure what I could say here, I was just winging the owning. So it has a spot and placeholder. If it stays, that's fine too. I'm just getting the vibes I need. So this video is pretty long, and I haven't even gotten a good chunk of this done. That's kind of why I felt doing tutorials on stuff like this will be extremely difficult, because most people now have extremely short attention spans, me being one of them. I'm happy to build it, it's just you guys need to hang in there. Or at least bear with me with this entire process and my situation. But if you stayed this long, thank you so much again. I apologize for abandoning you, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Any suggestions for future videos are welcome. You could like this video. But I won't go as far as to ask you to subscribe because consistency isn't promised with me as of now, but see you soon.